My chicken sausage with apples, put some red cabbage in there, some fresh sage. It's a big blast of fall flavor for you, starting with our chicken apple sausages here, right? So you can use chicken apple sausage. You can use chicken Italian sausage, as long as it's a fresh sausage, not the pre-cooked or smoked or cured sausages. You wanna go to your butcher, you wanna go to the fresh meat section and get the real fresh stuff. That's how we're gonna extract so much flavor out of there. So we sear these on all the sides. We're gonna par cook them, take them almost to the limit, right? Let's say about 150 or so with an internal thermometer read on that. We just want that color. We wanna render some of that fat out, and we're gonna build all these delicious flavors, starting with just a yellow or white onion slice right to that pan. Hit it with a little salt to help extract some of that sweetness and moisture out of there. You can hit it up with just a little olive oil. We don't want these to dry toast in there. We want them to saute, okay? Which is by definition, cooking something in a little bit of fat. So that's what we're doing. That's going, nice medium low heat. Let's get to these apples, right? Granny Smith apples, right? It's like the OG cooking apple. So people are like, how do I cube an apple? We wanna get these in about 1/2 inch dices. So I like to cut them into cheeks first. Then I do one more cut right in the middle. And now you have another flat base. We'll just do it once vertically and then turn it again. And then vertically 3 times, or once, or 4 times. In this way, when you slide it off your knife, you have a perfectly stacked apple that's easy and safe to dice. Perfect 1/2 inch dices every time. Right, we want a little color on there. That color is nice and flavorful. But man, do those smell good. We chopped up 3 Granny Smith apples into 1/2 inch dice, and they got a little sweetness, and we're gonna deglaze right now with a little bit of this apple cider vinegar, another fall favorite. A little bit of that in there. If you have apple cider, if you have apple juice, right? Great way to kind of play off those sweet flavors, but I love the acid of that. So, woo, that is strong. Let's put in that beautiful red cabbage. Now, I would like to a bowl like this, right? It does take a little bit to kind of weep it down and wilt it. Let's get those Granny Smiths, right? You can use more of the apple cider vinegar. Any acid will do. And this is gonna give it a lot of moisture too, right? I'm gonna hit it with a little salt. Again, the salt really does help kind of move things along in the moisture department. I'm actually gonna put a couple pinches of light brown sugar in here as well. And now the only thing left, we can finish up our sausages in this little melange of fall flavors. Any accumulated juices, do not neglect, please, ever. And I like to nestle these directly in all that cabbage and apples, and the rest of the fat from the sausage will mingle in with the cabbage, almost quick braising it. That's why you want to nestle it in there. You can even cover it for a little bit. Remember, get your instant read thermometer going. So that's going to take another minute. Warm through those sausages. They're almost perfectly cooked. Of course, fresh sage, one of my other fall favorites. Great, we've used it a ton. So much fun to fry. So we have some on hand here as always, but I'm going to throw some in right now and then garnish with a little bit more. Take about a tablespoon of that. Put it right in there. Oh, Sarah, come on. Let me grab my Insta read thermometer. There you go, 167, 168. We are good to go. Whoo, let's shut her down. But it is so pretty on its own. Out of this, a little bit of fresh sage on top. A little bit of salt on that cabbage here. Fresh, quick, easy, real-time cooking. I think it's so pretty. All right, let's try. And I love that. This kind of got that German vibe to it too, you know? Like very white bratwurst. That's what that kind of reminds me of. But again, we put some color on it by searing it in the pan. One more thing, I got some fresh crusty bread in the oven. Whoo! Now that right there is a complete meal. I love this, right? 350-degree oven. Even if this bread is 2 days old, wrap it in foil. I'll tell you what, you're not missing the pork. This chicken sausage is delectable because we temped it perfectly. It's so juicy and it sucked up all that flavor from the apples, the acid from that vinegar. And I just love how the cabbage soaked up all the flavor of everything else around it, from the onions to the sweetness from the apple, a little crusty bread to go with this is awesome.